Music is the answer. Sweet music is the way. Gospel, jazz, R&B touches you every day. Talk about how it moves you differently day to day. It's the R&B Bistro. Letting music have its way.
Hello and welcome to the R B Bistro Up Close and Personal. I'm your host Venus, here to take you through this musical dance we call life. And to do that, you know I bring on people in the community to help us make it through by giving us some tips. Today is a very special day because it's a different kind of show. I have a panel of wonderful women with me because I'm celebrating Galantines or prestigious, wonderful, on-point women. So let me tell you who they are, all right? We've got Dr. Beverly Monday Collins. She holds a doctorate of music degree. She's written and produced several gospel CDs and has been the director of many choirs. She wrote the foreword in my new book, which we're going to talk about, and she has so many other accolades, we need another show, so I can't tell you no more about her. Miss Donna Davis, she is a scientist for Bristol Myers Squibb, where she's the head of strategy and operations in oncology. I need another show for her too. And Miss Donnie Nicole. Donnie, she is a singer, songwriter, entrepreneur. She's got a wonderful project out that we'll hopefully get to talk about. She's the CEO of Donnie Nicole Hair and Makeup. Very successful in her solo, but she also sings with other groups. Gospel greats, ladies, welcome to the R B Bistro.
Thank you.
I'm so delighted you guys are here. Can we get up close and personal and talk some love and relationships and teach some folks some things out there?
Yes, we can.
Yeah?
Yes, we can.
So y'all got your books, huh?
Yes, we do. Right?
Yes, you showed the back of the book. Girl, show the front. She in the forward, she got to show the front. Anyway, so let's springboard real quickly from there. Do you have a question about any of the poems? Do you need broken down? Do you want to ask me a question? I'll start with you.
Yes.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
I'm so scared.
One of my favorite poems was "Walk Away, Venus."
Yes.
I wanted to know what was the lesson that you learned from that.
To walk away?
Yes.
Walk away when you see that you're not being valued. Walk away when it's just him in the relationship and not you two. Just walk away when it doesn't build you, lift you up, keep you encouraged, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Know when to walk away. Sometimes you want to stay there.
Yes.
But walk away.
How long did it take you to learn that lesson?
I'm still trying to learn that
Okay.
lesson. I'm still trying to learn that lesson. Thank you for that. Miss Donnie, what you got?
Vision of you. That one connected with me a lot. My question for you is, while you were waiting for your partner, what did you learn about yourself?
I'm still waiting for my partner. Anyway, listen, what did I learn about myself? First of all, I don't need anybody to complete me. I want somebody to be in my life,
Yes.
but not to complete me.
Right.
To share my life, my journey, so we can share each other's inspirations and desires of what we want to do together in life. I mean, I've always been about love. Even when I was a little girl, I love love.
We do.
Okay? So thank you. I'm not the only one. Praise the Lord. Yeah, because some people snap it up. Because some people make me think I'm the only one with that.
No.
So I'm still learning a lot of things. And even in a relationship, you learn stuff about you and your partner, whoever that partner is.
Yes.
Because life goes on and people are different. And there may be things that you don't like about that person. And you got to learn, if you want to be in a relationship and stay in a relationship, one of the big things is compromise.
Yes.
Yes,
Miss
yes.
Adana.
I thought I was the only one. I'm a hopeful romantic.
I hear
So I had the same poem, in fact. So the vision of you, I really was trying to understand from you, like, what your viewpoint, because I recognized that view and review was a common thread through several of the poems. So I just wanted to understand, what is your current view in addition to what you just stated?
I feel like when you are for me, you will see me.
Amen.
And you have seen me.
Yes.
So when you come, you just want to make sure that I'm happy, and I'm going to make sure that you're happy, because while you're preparing for me, I'm preparing for you.
Oh, I like that.
And sometimes what happens is you're preparing for that person, and they're not preparing for you.
This is true.
Or when they come, they're not
They're not ready.
prepared.
Right. Correct.
So I got this new saying, which is an old saying. If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Listen, I know I'm difficult.
Aren't we all?
I know I'm hard.
We're complex.
I know I'm
We're
hard. Let me tell you,
complex. We're very
Valentine's Day
complex.
just passed, right?
Okay.
So I got someone in my life,
Okay.
and I wanted to celebrate Valentine's Day because it's on Tuesday.
Okay.
So I said, well, this is the first Valentine's Day because I hated it all the time until they came up with Galantines Day.
Yes.
I said, so I want to celebrate the weekend before Valentine's Day and the weekend after.
Well, all right.
You gotta
And
go
then they asked me all the stuff I wanted. I said, yeah, all that stuff.
That's just knowing what you want.
So my son said, my Valentine's Day is one day, it's on the 14th. You don't celebrate the weekend before, weekend after. Because if you don't celebrate the day of, then you get upset and you feel like you're missing something.
I
right?
used to feel that way.
So, yeah. But then I changed it. I said, well, we'll do the weekend after and the day of. I'm not going to tell you what happened. But in either case, here's what I feel when your partner says to you, I don't need a holiday to express my love for you. I do it all year long. That's fine and wonderful. Make it extra special on the 14th of February.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Amen.
What's the problem?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the
Right.
problem? If something, not just male to female, if there's something your partner wants that would make them happy, what's the problem with doing it?
Like something, a small
You're
gesture,
absolutely
just
right.
some expression.
Because I'm
That's
going to do
right.
it for
That's
you.
right.
Forget about Valentine's Day.
Right.
Every day, yes, I'm going to do it for you. But if Valentine's Day makes me feel extra special,
Right.
it's no
Right.
skin off your back to do that.
Right.
If
That's
it is, you in the wrong place.
Exactly.
All right. Are we done with those questions?
All right. For
We got
now.
one more,
For
one
now.
more,
For
one
now.
more. One more. No more? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
All right, go ahead.
now there was another poem, and that I connected with so wonderfully, and I loved it, and that was "The Quest Towards You." I felt complete
Yeah.
with that poem that you wrote.
Well, that poem was because of you.
No.
Because when I was telling Beverly the different poems, she was saying, I said, I'm up to 10, I'm going to go to 15. I got to 15, I'm up to 20. She said, go to 25. I said, I don't have no more. 22 and 22 came. 23 and 24 and 25 were rough. But she said to me, get to one that will be completed.
Okay.
And so part of that came because it was already there.
Okay.
And then something happened and the end came.
Okay. Okay.
Now, the jury's still out. So let me ask y'all, there are 5 love languages. Do you all know what they are?
No.
Really?
You can go
I
down
think
the
words
list.
of
I'm gonna tell you what they
affirmation.
are. Go ahead,
Yes.
what?
Words of
Yes.
affirmation.
Go ahead.
I think gifts or giving.
Yes.
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 There's a couple others.
All right.
Help us.
Physical touch,
Yeah, physical.
acts of kindness, quality time. I used to forget that one. I don't know why. So I was asked when I was writing that. Well, and someone wrote a really famous book called
Yes.
The Language
Five
of Love.
languages.
A man, I don't know what his name is, but it's been out for many, many years. But anyway, I need all of them.
I agree
And that's
with
okay.
you.
Right.
'Cause
Right.
as you were listening, I'm like, oh, that one, that one.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah,
I really do.
you do need all of them. And my quote from the book is, love works best when each language complements the other.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's what happens. They have to complement each other,
Right.
right?
Right.
All right, so what does romance look like to you, and how is it important?
Absolutely, Venus. I mean, that's the whole high idea, and I didn't discover that until I met my husband. And we've been together for like 42 years now.
42 years?
Oh yes, yes, yes. And the thing about it that's special to me is that it doesn't feel like 42 years.
I hear that.
Yes.
That's a marriage.
yes.
We'll need to have y'all come on and talk about how you do that.
Right.
Yes, please.
And here's where I'm gonna get myself in trouble. I had 2 of them. They don't add up to that. It's terrible. Anyway, what about you guys?
I'm single, so honestly, I can't tell you what romance is for me right now. I'm at a different, part of my life where I'm just loving myself.
Absolutely.
Honestly, finding who I
Romance
am. Yeah, and that's where I am. I'm not depending on someone to do that for me.
Yes.
So
I hear
you
you.
know.
I understand that completely. I too am single right now, and I'm loving love. I'm loving life. I'm loving the season, and as the seasons change, understanding what love means to me in each of those seasons, and as I mentioned, I am just always hopeful. I'm an eternal optimist.
Yeah.
So I always see the love in whatever situation,
You do.
one way or the other.
You do.
So thank you.
You do. All right, so now you ladies have strong personalities, all of us do, you know, to have accomplished what you've accomplished, scientists, really, entrepreneur, singer, really, doctor, singer, performer, everything, and all the stuff that we do.
Yes.
That takes a certain type of personality, and that personality is aggressive, right? Wouldn't you say? So there are men who can't handle aggressive women, right?
This is true.
So how do you handle those people if you're involved with them? Did Michael handle that you were aggressive?
He handled it very well, because we're sort of different, you know.
He's mellow.
He is very
Yes.
mellow. But you know what, Venus? I needed mellow.
Yeah.
I needed somebody to
To
be
balance
that.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I was like
Yeah.
teetering, and he was that balance.
Yeah.
So it worked, and it still works today because we're still the same people pretty much. Hopefully, we've grown a little bit, but that's why it works for me, and that I'm at this point still very happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you will continue to be very
Yes, I
happy.
will.
If not, we're going to beat Michael up. Okay. All right. So the two of you are still single. So if you meet a man that wants to be in your life, but he can't handle your aggressiveness, do you change to be with him?
No, I'm not changing. I've been in relationships, and you know, I try to incorporate them, you know, in my music, in my business, and it just did not work. If I have to lower who I am to be with you, then I don't need
Then
to
I'm not
be
doing
here.
that.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But you'll know when
Yes.
that person is for you, when
Yes.
they support you, and they
Yes.
appreciate you, and they cheer you on.
Yes.
And that's what we need as women. And it's not about competition, and
Right,
it's not about
right.
I'm better than you.
Right, right.
We all in this together.
Right.
We are a team. We represent each other.
That's correct.
So, you know, there's no need for that. You
Yeah.
know?
There's a poem in the book called Value You.
Yes.
I read that.
And if you don't value you, who else will?
Nobody else will.
And if they don't value you, then they don't need to be in your life.
Exactly.
You know,
That's true.
and that is more it's not just for men. That's for anybody
Yeah, for
in your
any-
life
That's right.
Any
who
relationship.
doesn't value you.
Absolutely.
That's
Anybody.
correct.
Absolutely.
Friends, so-called
Family.
friends,
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
It's the foundation of any
Yeah.
relationship,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so I know for me, I wouldn't say I'm aggressive. I have more of a quiet
You're a
strength.
scientist in the oncology program. She ain't aggressive.
And I work in the pharmaceutical industry, which is like very, you know, it's very high strung, high powered, et cetera. But I have a quiet strength because I feel that is the way that you're going to be able to relate to people at their best.
Right.
And I'm just always unapologetically, authentically myself.
Yeah.
And that always comes across. And I lead with love. So I think that people will, you know, even the most aggressive of people, and you know, men in a male-dominated industry, they have to soften
Yeah.
because they can't, you know, you can't have two likes just bumping
And
up
just
against each
because
other.
you're aggressive doesn't mean you don't have a soft side.
That's right.
Exactly.
You know, I tell people I have a shy. Be quiet, Beverly. I tell people that I have a shy side, and they don't believe me. I heard somebody out in the control room just now go, I could hear that.
And I think I know who it was.
That's it. I still hear it in the control room.
But now, Venus, was there ever a time when you did compromise? Was there ever a time when that happened?
What do you mean? I compromise in a relationship with people?
Yeah.
All the time. What do you mean compromise and not be myself?
Right.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
don't do that. But I'm saying I have a shy side where people are used to me talking, or she's got to say something. Sometimes I don't.
Okay.
And when I don't,
Right.
they be like, what's wrong with you? You okay?
Right.
You know, you don't have to say no. You know, or sometimes I won't step out to do something or in certain arenas because at that moment I may be feeling shy.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But is it an all the time 24-hour practice? No.
No.
You
Right.
couldn't do the things that we do and be shy.
Right.
Right.
You have to have a level of courage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this is
in love, courage,
Yeah.
you know, means being vulnerable, opening yourself
Absolutely.
up to
Absolutely.
exactly who you are.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the person doesn't know who they're
you
dealing
are.
with.
Yeah.
Right.
My report card said Venus is a wonderful student if she just learned to stop talking.
Oh.
Thank you, teacher. I'm talking for a living.
right?
There it is.
So let's talk about conflict. You mentioned a little bit when you talked about, you know, being a calm spirit and talking to people that might be full of aggression. So how do you, or what do you think is the biggest conflicts that would ruin a relationship? I'm gonna go with Donnie first.
The biggest conflict that would ruin a relationship? Dishonesty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being
Donna?
dishonest, yeah.
I would say, I like one of the quotes you have at the back of the book. Love is, basically being understood. And so I would say understanding, because I feel like most conflicts, whether it's, in relationships, war, they're based on misunderstanding and miscommunication.
Yeah.
And when you have those two things aligned, and that starts with being honest and having the conversations.
Yes.
I think that's when you have a level of that you can kind of level set and avoid
Level set,
in
I
the
like that. I wrote that
avoid
quote
any
in
conflicts.
1977.
Did you really?
1977.
I like that. Yeah, that really
I'm gonna come to
resonated.
you for this one, Beverly. Is there a correct way to argue?
I believe there is. One of the things, just for myself, I believe that in an argument, one person has to listen in any argument. And if I need to step back to do that, Michael, he will, go there. And then if I need to do it, or he needs to do it, we've kind of like worked this thing out now. We argue, but it's never mean-spirited.
Right. Oh,
That's the key.
That's the
That's
key.
the key.
I don't like mean-spirited people, Venus.
I know.
I don't. And
Yeah,
we
that's
can
a good-
disagree because no one says you have to agree on
That's
everything.
That's right. You can agree to disagree.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. And it's true, because if you're mean-spirited and you say things you can't take back.
Right. Right.
And you may forgive, however that is,
Right.
but if an argument comes up, that stuff that was said comes
comes
back,
back.
Resurfaces.
and it
does.
plays.
Right.
Yes,
does.
it
And
does.
sometimes it touches your heart and hurts your heart so
Right. It
bad.
does.
It does.
And then when you have another argument, it opens that wound. So it's important in a relationship
That's
to
right.
learn any relationship
Absolutely.
to not fight, to fight fairly.
Fight
if you have to,
fairly.
but you're going to fight. And you're not
Yes.
going to get along with
Amen.
everybody.
Right.
And
That's
you're
right.
not going to always agree.
Right.
But you agree to disagree, and it has to be okay.
That's right.
And also try not to have the last word. That's hard for some people.
It is. It is.
You got to have the last word.
It's not.
You don't.
No, you don't.
But it's relationships are, and since we're talking love relationships now, I'm gonna put the regular relationships on the side. I'm talking about, spousal, whatever relationships, man-woman relationships, whatever your relationship is. I'm talking about that. Okay, and since I'm in man-woman relationship, I'm talking about that kind of relationship.
Okay.
You need to compromise,
Yes.
communicate,
Yes.
That's right.
work together. Let's talk about money,
Uh-oh.
because that could be some conflicts. So here's a question for you. In a relationship, should you have separate bank accounts,
Oh, wow.
joint bank accounts, or both? They got quiet. You see
We're
they
thinking.
faces?
We're thinking. We're
See they
processing.
faces? Y'all better think faster. We ain't got that much time.
I think it's both. I've never been in that situation, but just thinking about it, I'm like, I would prefer both. I think you should have your own money, especially if there's an emergency, a rainy day. You got to look out for yourself.
That part.
But then you and your spouse, your man, whoever it is, you're working towards something. You save your money, you put your money towards that. You work together. So that's my opinion on that. Yeah.
There's some good information on this show. I hope y'all are taking notes. Miss Beverly, 42 years.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think you can have both. There's never been a time where it's, you can't touch this or you can't touch that, and we're not like that. But I think, the common goal is that we're going to work together. I don't cut Michael off from anything, and nor does he cut me off of anything in terms of saving. But I think it's healthy for an individual to have their own money, him and myself.
Yes, yes,
Him and myself.
Definitely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Michael said you can't buy no shoes.
Michael would never tell me that.
All right. That's right. That's
No, he
42
would
years.
never do that.
Exactly.
Nor would I tell him
Exactly.
that, because I think you still are yourself, and you still have your personality, and you
true.
like what you like,
Right,
Right,
right, right.
So I don't stop him from buying what he wants to buy. He doesn't stop me, but we try, Venus, to use wisdom.
That's key. Yeah. That's
have
good.
to.
So even though I might want those Christian Louboutin shoes, maybe not. Maybe not right now.
The knockoff's not that
They got knockoffs?
Well, tell me where they are.
Oh, I need to know where the knockoffs are because I don't have
That's
none.
what I'm saying. Tell me where they
Wear
are.
them, you just
Yes.
Let me tell you, you'd be surprised how many
We can get some shoes. That's my favorite subject, shoes.
Is it?
Look at the shoes over
Y'all leave my shoes
Right,
alone. The
right.
shoes are making a debut. Check Facebook. You can see the shoes. Yeah. So that brings us into something else with the togetherness. Vacations, separate or together or both. Look, you should see the look. Did y'all see the look she gave me?
Together, definitely.
Okay, together, Kyle.
together and separate.
Yeah.
I love
You have your
her.
little girl time and
Yes.
your maybe me time, and that's an understanding I think that develops over
Definitely.
the
Brother's a
course
little
of the
quiet.
relationship.
She taking a while to get to this answer.
No, there. I like vacationing with my spouse. Now there are times when if his golf club is going somewhere and they want it, it may be for a few days. I understand.
She said if his golf club's going, go ahead.
I'm specific, honey. I understand that. Go have a good time. But I like, honestly, I'm just speaking for me. I like having vacation time with my spouse. And I will do it with my girlfriends too. But I like going on vacation with my husband.
That's beautiful.
I agree.
Yeah. I think it's healthy to spend time separately.
I do.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Once in a while.
Okay.
Right, space,
But
but
not all the
vacation
But vacation
is together.
Yeah,
Right.
I want
To me.
together
Yeah.
vacations. And, I'll be traveling for business with the stuff that I do, travel for business, and that's cool. And if you want to go away with the guys to play golf or fishing, you can do that,
Okay. Yeah.
But any other time you want to get away from me, you need to go down to man cave,
Okay. Well, you ain't gonna be going out of town every time.
okay?
Right.
Because if we're in a relationship, you shouldn't want to be away from me so long.
Yeah.
Is that not normal? Is there something wrong with that?
No, because I've done it, where I've gone, I would tell Mike I'm leaving and going wherever I'm going. But, it was only just for a brief time, maybe 2 days or something like that. And I don't have a problem with that, I don't think. I don't think I do.
No, well, I think that it's healthy. Yes, you should have relationships together, but I think that it's healthy to, a couple of days. You can go ahead away. I'm gonna be here when you get back. Just make
Right.
sure you come back.
Right.
And act accordingly while you're away.
That's true.
That's
true.
But especially in the life that, especially Donnie, you're a singer. You're out there in front of people. Wearing your cute little outfits and stuff. And so the person that would come into your life has to be able to accept that, not feel jealous about that, and not feel put off, and not want to dim your light.
Exactly.
Right.
But also remember, it's a job.
Yeah,
It's my
exactly.
career. So
Exactly.
I look at it just like how you're a talk show host. You know what I'm saying? Or you're a doctor. If you work, if you're a teacher, it's the same
Right.
thing.
Right.
It's not like I'm going out there, I'm putting this on so I can
Right.
get me a man.
Right.
No, it's not that type of attention. This
Right.
is my profession. This
Right.
is what I do.
Right.
And speaking of her profession, she's an awesome singer.
Thank
awesome
you.
singer. I mean, please, she's an awesome singer too. Anyway, but there's some serious women on this panel, and I want you to look up their information. We're going to give that to you in a minute. I want you to look up their information at the end. One more thing, ladies, and then we're going to have to wrap this up. Catfishing. Have you ever heard of that? Have you ever been catfished?
I don't know what it is.
You been catfished?
I've never been catfished, but I know of catfishing.
All right, so I'm going to let you tell them what
Yes,
catfishing
please.
is.
Okay, so I'll give you an example. So, social media. Someone, for instance, you have a guy friend, he likes you, but he's afraid to tell you.
Okay.
And he develops a page and he creates this whole person, this image that
himself?
of someone else, but it's his personality.
Okay.
Okay? But
Okay.
it's of someone that he knows that you would be attracted to. So you begin talking to this person, you fall in love with this person, but you've never met this person in person.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then when that time comes, it's usually a wreck. Like, oh my gosh, this is you. Why couldn't you just tell me? Or
almost like
sometimes
ghosting.
Or
no, not
but-
ghosting.
here's a detrimental part of that.
Okay.
That's a real clean, good one. I never heard that
Yeah,
part.
I kind of.
Someone can be
So
out of state
deceitful.
somewhere in another country or whatever,
Oh, yes.
put up a picture, start talking to you on social media, y'all get to know each other. You should move from the whatever the media is to your email or something or the phone, and then there video. Move to video so you can see who that person is, and you can see it's not that picture. But when they start to ask you for money, because they're in all kinds of situations and they need money from you. I heard on the news sometime about 2-3 weeks ago where there's this woman who gave her $250,000 life savings to someone who was in the service who was going to come home to marry her.
Oh, I ain't heard of that.
And he was doing stuff to a bunch of people. I was catfished real quickly about a year and a half ago. But see, I'm too smart. But I was waiting for him to ask me for some money, and he went on, and it felt good. He was saying nice things, but it felt good for a little while, you know. And then finally, he wanted me to take care of his little baby, who's like 5-6 years old. I'm like, listen, my son is 10 times over that age. I ain't trying to take care of no babies, you know. And then we gonna get mad. No, I don't know you. Let's go on the video. No. Then he finally said, the son is sick, and can you call a nanny? Why would I call a nanny of somebody I don't know? And why would they talk to me? And then he finally asked for money.
Okay.
And that's when I was like, okay, no. But I knew it all the while, but I was just trying to see, because the words that he was saying was nice and it was making me feel good, you know, whatever. So the lesson in that is pay attention, ladies.
Yes.
Don't want somebody in your life so much just to have a relationship with them that you would pick anything and anybody to do whatever.
That's right.
It's not that important.
It really is.
And I don't do social media relationships either.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Even with people that you know, you think you know.
Now, I got a friend who met her husband on Facebook, and they're going strong.
It
It's
could
wonderful.
work well
It could work for
people,
some
but
people.
not for me.
It didn't
I
work for me
prefer the
either.
real
I cut off
world,
all
you
of
know?
those. I was on the dating sites. I cut all of that
Yeah,
stuff off.
I don't do dating
Ladies,
sites.
give me one tip apiece. We're running out of time. Give me one tip apiece for a good relationship. Real quick.
Be honest.
Be loving.
Be committed.
All right. This has been the R&B Bistro Up Close and Personal. I want to thank Dr. Beverly Collins, Ms. Donnie Nicole, and Miss Lord, I lost my memory, Adana Davis. Be sure to tell somebody, but to be sure, come on back to see who we chat with again. You can find me on all social media. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your support. We love you for watching. And if you want to find out about these ladies real quick, what's your website?
Donnie Nicole, DONI, Soul Singer on IG.
Best way is LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Miss Beverly, LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Look for these ladies. They're doing dynamic things in their own right, and I want you to pay attention to them, especially Miss Donnie Nicole. You should hear her newest single at the end of the show, so pay attention to that. What's it called?
New Joy 2.
Joy
It's
2.
out on iTunes and Apple Music.
All right, then. Love you for watching. Gotta go check the podcast as well. This is our TV show. The bonus is a podcast. Gotta run. Love you for watching. Bye.
Say you wanna changing, but you been a run through. Playing me like bingo. Pressure is all on me. Say you wanna know you. Take away the old things, taking out a new way. Life stop hurting me. I know. I saw you outdoors.